Ooh, shiny. Right, okay, here we go, next video. So, leaving off from last time, basically, I got some free time during the week, literally 20 minutes, half hour at a time. Just came out, did little bits. I didn't film it, it would have taken too long to film it and also do it, so I just cracked on. So I'll just run through some of the things that I've done. First one, I got the wideband module in there, that's wired up. All apart from powers and grounds, which I haven't done any of that yet, but that's one job essentially. Yeah, wire's just routed in, it's all in behind the dash, goes out. And then in under the bonnet. It's not secured in yet, but that would just be either in there when I got the wipers on, maybe tucked underneath, one or the other. Anyway, so that's in. I did redo all this wire in here, just to straighten it out a bit, get it a bit even. So that's all now wired in, so it's a nice straighter shoot. I have made up a grommet, just consists of the original grommet and a coolant hose. I'll just silicone around it all, and then tape around the lot when it's a final, but I'm not going to do that or finish it just yet, because, well, just in case I need to move it, basically. So that's in. I got all the fans, you can see the fans in there, they're wired in, so that's all done. I did move the main power cable a little bit, just cable tied it with a bit of tube on there just to protect it. Just a little bit better routing really, rather than up at the front here. Don't make too much of a difference, but just looks a lot better. I'll see if I can have a screenshot that shows what it used to be. I think it's a massive improvement. It's the little bits that count, I guess. Right, okay, so yeah, so with that done, then inside, obviously I just tweaked all the positions of the wires, basically, so they come through. It's a little bit messy, but it's somewhat organised. Yeah, I started getting the relay wired in. I still got a few wires left to do for the relay side of it, because I'm running a power hold system, just to keep the ECU alive, basically, for a few seconds after turn ignition off. It just makes it easier for tuning more than anything else. Yeah, so the wires up here are mounted. I say, there's a better look at the wideband controller there. So these will need to go in. All of these spare wires here, but obviously that's the relay box. I have got some of the connectors connected up that are going to be for sort of triggers to the relays. But when the box is in, obviously I can get the correct lengths for all of these additional wires. So the next step would be to put the dash in. Now, like I say, I just need a diode for the power hold circuit. So we've got to wait for that. But in the meantime, what I'll also need to do is make a proper mounting on the bottom of the dashboard. Let's have a look at it in here. So originally the bottom fuse box was just screwed in holes, so I was going to make a better fixing, see if I can get metal plate maybe, a rib nut, something, just a better, more permanent fixing solution for that. And then the second thing I need to do is on the main pinnacle, make a bracket to fit the dashboard. The new digital dash, or the instrument cluster that I got going in. So I think doing the dash now is going to be the next thing. Yeah, I'm going to clear up a bit of space, crack that out and see if I can get some better fixings for it. Right, okay, quick couple of rib nuts in the bottom there, that will hold the fuse box. The back support I'll put when this is all back in, obviously I can measure the distance and size. And then the exciting bit is the digital dash. It's almost made for it, that hole. It was going to be a bit too big. Now, a problem I do have, after making the bracket and just trying to get it fit in, is close at the top. well, it's not, it's just sunk back in. I'm not going to be able to see, I don't think, the shift lights when I'm sat looking at it. I'm just trying to think of the angle that I'll be sat in the car. I might be able to see them, I might not. I left it up high because I think that's a light sensor, maybe, to adjust the brightness. So what I'll probably do is lower this down, because I've still got plenty of room to go below it, and maybe just drill a hole in this lower cowling to allow light to get to that. That's what the idea is. Now the buttons on the side, where they are, I can actually get to them with my finger either side. It's tight, I can get to it. Lowering it down, I don't know if I'll be able to. So that may be a bit of a issue, although this top cowling is no bother to remove. If I need to change the settings on the buttons there, and obviously I can take it off to set it all up, put it back on, and once it's set, in theory, well, we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to lower it down now, drill out a hole, I think, because the 5mm I don't think will be enough. I might as well just drop it right down. And yeah, so I'm just going to get it lined up to finalise the bracket. Right, so that's all cut out now with a dash. I cut it at the back, opened it up for the multi-plugs. I did trim a little hole in there just for the sensor. If I need to make it bigger, I need to. If I don't need it, well, it's what it is. So that's done. I've got the bracket just in primer at the minute. I'm just going to give it a quick coat of paint just so it doesn't rust in behind it. It doesn't really need it. It's obviously inside the car. So while that is waiting, what I think I'm going to have a look at now is the actual wiring here for the cluster. I've got some wiring diagrams, so I'm going to have a look through, and hopefully I'm going to get lives, earths, CAN bus, everything off of this plug. I just cut this plug off, put it in the new plug, label it all up with write it all down, indicators, main beam, dip beam, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to find out which wires do which, straight into the new plug, and that'll just plug straight in the back. That's the idea. If not, what I'm going to have to do is get the live and earth done and the CAN bus so that the actual dash will work, and then when I've got some power to the car, I'll be able to sort out all the things like indicators and all that jazz to figure out which wires are which, because obviously if my wire diagrams don't match up, I don't know what's what, so I'm not going to cut it all up not knowing what it does. So yeah, that will be my next task. I would like to get this wiring finished completely in there, but it's not going to happen, I don't think. I don't know if the parts are going to arrive today. I'm waiting for just a little diode. That's all I need, and then I can get that in to get the dash panel back in. But oh well, that's what it is. Right, I'll crack on with this. Crack the diagrams out. Right, first process is getting the first connector of the dash wired up. Now on this one, it's nice and easy. We've got a ground wire, which I've just put into a original factory ground. We've got a live wire, or ignition I should say, that I've taken from the original dash wiring, and then a CAN bus that goes to the cluster. I have left them a little bit long. I was going to cut them down, but I haven't, so I'm just going to tie them back. They're going to be on the dash. It just gives a bit of room and leeway if I need to change it and alter it. Although I might tweak them down a little bit, but we'll see. Anyway, so that one's in. Then the other thing off there, I've got there's an extension, I think, for a cam extension, and then the USB comes off here that will just go to be able to connect to it for obviously tuning. I'll locate that down somewhere near the glove box, I think, somewhere. Just because then I can connect to the both the ECU and this one at the same time, like in that side. So yeah, that'll get routed down there, and that'll be plugged in. So yeah, in theory, the dash would work. Obviously it still needs to be configured in the software, but the dash should all work. What I've got to do now is continue going through all of these wires from the original cluster and source all of the things like handbrake warning lights, dip beam, main beam, fog lights, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go through. I have got some wiring diagrams and I've labelled up and made some notes of all of the bits I need to do. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with that and get it done. Right, the last stages of this wiring is just for the fuel level sensor. Now with that, it's a little bit more complicated, just because you have to add in a resistor into the circuit. So basically, we've got a brown wire which will come, which is just goes to like your reference ground. You've got your, well, on this car anyway, it's a white wire that goes, it's your signal wire to tell you what voltage is coming back from the sender unit, which will go into the analog sort of input. Then the red wire here is a 5-volt reference. So this is just spliced into the signal wire just to change the resistance from the fuel level sensor into a usable voltage, which then you can calibrate to set your fuel level high to low. And now I've just set it this way, coming back out the lead, and this will just be a little tag that's hanging out of the wiring loom, and that is just so that the loom can flex and not put any strain on it. I will obviously put some heat shield over there just to protect it. But yeah, that's the reason why it's set up like that. And obviously these go into the plug, and that will be the cluster wiring all done. Right, let's get this dash panel back in. Well, before I do that, I'll give it a quick vacuum. I think there's loads of bits of wires all chopped up and all over the floor. Give that a clean. I've got the wiring all sorted, all the earths and stuff. I've got some redundant wires which I put in, which will that'll be another project at a later point in time. Don't need it at the minute, so that can stay there. All I got is these wires here, which are going to be fuses, power supplies, relay triggers. Not many there, so that's should be hopefully be straightforward. Got to get the airbag on, and yeah, now I'll get the dash back in. I've got I put all the washer jets and things through the grommet, the holes here, so that's all done. Don't forget that. And yeah, I'm bound to forget something when I put it back in, but I think I could probably still get to these plugs and take them off if I need to put anything else in there. So right, I'll stop chatting now. I'll crack on with this, vacuum up, airbag, that kind of stuff, and let's get the dash on. There we go, interior is back together. Just leaves the fuse box, that'll be next video. Dash is in. It's looks just right, I think. Happy with that. I'm just hoping it all works now. Maybe I should have tested it before I put it all back together, but oh well. We'll find out. At least I know how the dash goes in and out. But yeah, so now that's all done. It's getting cold, it's getting dark. I'm done. I think that'll be it. Yeah, I'm glad all this now goes back on as well, so that's good. So that's all the standard interior back in there, so that's all looks tight as it right up. Just need a radio now. All right, I think I'll see you next time, and I'll look at finishing off the fuse box, getting all power to everything, testing it out, setting up calibrations, and it might even be time to try and start it, but let's not push our luck just yet. Just make sure the electrical works, test all the sensors, set all the configurations, all that kind of stuff. That's the next job. Yeah, I'll see you next time.